ShopRite wants to be the go-to store for grocery purchases. And for us at the time, we wanted to have grocery as a product that people can be able to buy on Chowdeck. Now for ShopRite, they just wanted to sell. For us, we wanted to have groceries, and because ShopRite was very innovative and we match what they're looking for in terms of like the demographic of customers that we have, it was a no-brainer. That deal happened in a week. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Titi Lokwe Macaulay and we're on the JTC Podcast. Thank you for joining us here. So the goal of this is basically to help people see what the journey is like from newbie to popular. I've been following you for a while, and I think what you've been doing is really interesting. Sorry, what you've been doing at Chowdeck. Yeah, I think I found you on Twitter and I'm like, who's this guy? And when I mentioned, let's interview Kennedy Offor, because we're thinking, okay, let's get to see some people.
Yeah.
And I said, let's interview Kennedy Offor. And then he was like, yes, yes.
Yes, because I had seen the recent news about the partnership with ShopRite.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. For me. I was like, okay, yes, I want to know how this guy takes.
Exactly. So, what is this person going to do that Kennedy isn't currently already doing?
Yeah.
So yes, let's have Kennedy.
Nice. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for saying yes.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So we're going to start with what your journey is like, the zero part.
From the ground.
Before you became, this.
Before you became Kennedy.
I've always been Kennedy.
There's Kennedy, 0.1, and then there is becoming Kennedy. Becoming Michelle Obama. Yeah. So can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah.
Nothing. We have your LinkedIn profile. Anybody can go to your LinkedIn and then check out who's this guy.
My whole life is outside.
So what are the things that are excluded to the platform that we don't know, and somebody would not, other people that are not very close to you wouldn't know. Unless they watch the show.
Right. Okay. My name is Kennedy, which is probably yeah. So I don't know what else am I saying from there. Yeah. So my name is Kennedy. I'm a goofball. So like I play a lot. Most people don't know that, but like I'm a large goofball. I like music. I play video games. I play football. I love football. I'm a Manchester United fan, sadly, at the moment. We're getting up. I like hanging out with friends. I like going to parties. I like meeting people. I like building connections. I think that's it. I don't know.
Really?
What else? I'm big on fashion and style. So I like following up with like trends and fashion and stuff like that. I like having fun in anything I do. So just enjoy whatever you're doing at the moment, regardless of what it is, whether it's work, whether it's lifestyle, whether it's anything. Just have fun while doing it. So I'm very huge on that. I mentioned hanging out with friends. I have, but I'm more very, I guess, an ambivert. So depending on what the energy is, some people would disagree because they know Kennedy is always outside, or used to be outside.
What's your Instagram?
I go 30 plus. Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Well, like no, so I think nothing really changed. I mean, Nigeria happened.
Right.
That's another point. But anyways, no, I guess I just kind of toned it down a little bit. Used to go out a whole lot more, but now I don't go out that as much. I'm more of a homebody now. I guess also transitioning from going to work every day to hybrid to being fully remote kind of like helped me cope, going outside a whole lot more. So now I've been fully remote working for the last 4 years, if not, I think, thereabouts, or 3 years. So like that has really transitioned to me staying at home more and just being a homebody as against going out. So that was a time where I'm never inside the house on a Friday. So like, yeah, Friday night I was sleeping inside my house.
Nice. So now, if I want to get into Chowdeck,
Yeah.
the sales fashion,
Yeah.
I want to set up Chowdeck. Any of these things I just mentioned, I will get you.
Maybe, I don't know. You have to try.
Take notes.
You have to try.
Yeah. That gave me a very good background. So anybody that follows your Twitter will see that. Yeah, Kennedy always outside.
Yeah, but like, I used to be outside. I'm no longer outside. Like I used to go out a whole lot. Work-life balance. Work really hard, and then you have to like go out with friends and just catch up on the Friday evening. Maybe grab a drink. Talk about the week and what's happening with you and stuff like that. It's always nice to build those connections after work and just. A lot of sales work also depends on networking. So like going out more, you get to meet new people, you get to hang out with friends. I'm coming with my friends. Before you know what, the table has like 30 people and you're meeting like new executives from different places. So just everything is just part of work. For me, it's still part of work because like I'm meeting people and I'm building new connections. So tomorrow I might have a deal I'm looking for, and it was one guy who I hung out with sometime, and I'm like, oh shit, what's the name of that guy again? And I remember, and I call him up on the phone. I say, hey, would you guys like to buy into this? So things like that also help you build connection. And I know a lot of people, and I attend a lot of community fun events. When I say community fun events, not very big serious stuff like football, for example. Sporting Lagos is also another one. So like when you go to those events, mutual interest, you meet a lot of people who have the same idea as you, and you just make new friends and get contacts.
Interesting. Was this before you got into sales, or that was how you got into sales?
I've always been outgoing.
Okay.
I've always been somebody who's friendly, who like making new friends. I like making friends. I can be a little bit in my shell sometimes, but I've always been that guy who has a lot of friends. So when I moved to Lagos, and my friends are in Lagos already, and we used to go out a whole lot more. Even when I fully started the sales career, like I still used to go out. Nothing changed.
Nice.
So how did you begin your journey in sales?
Why did you laugh?
Yeah, because like it's a very funny story. So I went to school in Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and I studied polymer engineering, which is basically study of.
What is that?
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to explain. Not a lot of people know, but like polymer engineering is basically study of components that make up for the production of rubber, plastic, ceramic, paints.
Chemistry, actually.
Basically, yeah, it's the chemistry of the production of all the stuff. So rubber, plastic, paint, ceramic, textiles, resins, Kevlar type items, like anything you can think about that is polymer in nature. Thinking about how the components that make up those things is what polymer engineering is about, and how to manufacture them. So I studied a course that I don't think Nigeria was exactly ready for.
Because
So at the time, there was a lot of plastic companies, producing plastic and stuff. But like they weren't a lot doing it at the scale that we would want to do it. And at the time, manufacturing industry was going down in Nigeria. So and there were a lot of options. Think about it: paint, ceramic, textile, so many things. But like. As a young person who came out from school, you're looking for the next big thing. And this was coinciding with the time where petrochemical engineering was a big thing, petroleum engineering was a big thing. So like everybody just wanted to be in that arm of engineering that's paying the big bucks. But the course I studied wasn't really the big thing in Nigeria at the time. So I needed to find another way to like make things work. So you can say poverty is one good thing to say. But after school, beyond the government, arguably the bank is the biggest employer of labor aside from the government. So there's always banks opening any time for people to join. The time when I finished school, Access Bank was hiring at the time. So I applied and got it. Shout out to Babajide Durushola. I got into Access Bank, did training school, and then that was how I started selling.
Interesting. Fun fact: I found your profile.
Yeah, I've been tied to him. I'm sure I've been tied to him on a lot of things. We still talk all the time.
That's an interesting journey.
Yeah.
So the first product you sold definitely was in the bank.
First proper product I sold. When you say first product I sold, are you counting proper product or counting things I pawned off as a kid?
Okay,
Proper product. Okay, that makes sense. Because like, yeah, as a kid, I used to
what was
pump pizza. I think the first proper thing I sold was an account opening. So one of the things you do when you're joining the bank is that you're told to open accounts for 10 people at a time. I think each of them have to deposit about 200,000 or something like that. So like I just moved from the east to Lagos, and I didn't know a lot of people in Lagos at the time. And I was this young guy who's trying to like get a new job. I just like get to talk to people to open accounts. So I spoke to family members. I also spoke to like people on the streets in Lagos. So I had to go to Idumota, for example.
Wow.
I had to go to Balogun, for example. I've walked on the streets of Lagos. I've been in the bus selling accounts, opening packets. So I think that was the first proper product I sold, and it was fun. As much as it was challenging, it was very fun because like tried to like do something that was different. Telling people to open an account and put 200,000.
I just tried to picture that. That's why I laughed.
A random guy on the bus is telling you to open an account. But like and it was fun. And
Where
it
did
was
traction?
sorry.
Where did traction from that?
Yeah, so like it was supposed to be a 1 week project or a 2 weeks project for you to raise 2 million naira from 10 people to 200 naira deposits in an account. I think at the end of the exercise, I had 48.5 million naira.
Wow. What year was this?
This was 2016.
Okay. Cool thing. Two things. Learning
2017.
moment. First off, be nice to everybody. You don't know that banker under the bridge might not be another candidate tomorrow. Right. Second thing, so what was that like for you? Because I understand first off, it's not like door-to-door sales, but like a push version of door-to-door sales.
Ish, yeah. Yeah. So it was like I said, it was challenging. So you just think about walking to a random person at the store and telling them, hey, my name is this. Do you have an account with Access Bank? I say, oh, no. I say, okay, would you like to open an account? I can fill in your form for you. You need to sign here. Do you have a passport? If you don't have a passport, I take a picture of you. Like just thinking on my feet on everything that you need to open an account at the time when I'm talking to you.
For your interest.
Before I now take that and go back to, then I was staying in Festac. So I have to take the account back to Festac or I go to Alaba to open the account.
Wow.
So like, yeah. So before we got to this point, we walked around.
Wow. I can imagine.
Yeah, it was dark ages.
But then I feel like it was a really good start.
Yeah, so it helped me as well build like my foundation in selling. As a salesperson, you need to be like very resilient.
Yeah.
And me just going through the entire process and just passing through activities that just help you build resilience and just makes you more dogged, I think has really forged, the career I have today. So.
Nice. I really love that you had that kind of background because I can imagine how much quality, like character development, that you would have built in you, and then you get into proper sales, and then you see stuff and you're not fixed.
Yeah, like I'm not.
But
I've seen nothing phases me.
So before you moved up, because I'm sure that was like entry level stuff.
Yeah.
So before you moved on to the more people items, at that point was there anything because that would have been do I really want to do this in my life moment, or do I want to? Yeah, it's a moment where you're like, do I want to do this or move on to something else, or do I want to stay on this?
And get it done.
Did you have any moment like that during that?
I think for me the biggest thing was just the fear of failure. I just didn't want to fail at all, regardless of what it was. Not because I was trying to look for my comfort zone, but just because I have something doing. And I want to be the best. I mean, one of my strongest quotes is find what you're good at and be great at it. So like I figured out I'm good at this stuff. Like I'm selling this stuff, so I might as well just try as much as I can to be really good at it, and just see as much money I can make from it. And at the end of the day, just want to make money and have a good career. So I don't think I was ever scared. I mean, there were some nights I was like, this thing is hard though. There's just too much failure. Like, you still figure out, wake up in the morning, get to work, and something nice happens, and be like, okay, this is good. So like we just kept going on it from one day to another day, 1 week to another week, months to years. So like it was okay, I guess. And the first year was a bit tipsy-turvy, working in the bank, but at the end of the year, It closed out well, and I was like, okay, yeah, we can do this again.
So where did you move from there before you got into startup space?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
What kind of product did you move on to from there before you got into the startup space?
I just moved from the bank to startup.
Cool. So what was that one quality that you feel made you or developed you into a very good salesperson?
Yeah. So I think for every salesperson, like I said earlier, you need to be like very resilient. You need to be able to handle objection and rejection, because you get a lot of no's. You get a lot of, oh, who is this person?
No is fine, but there's some very
some people don't know how to exactly. Some people don't know how to say no or reject.
Just tell me no straightforward. I'm a big person. I can trust it. But like no comes with some very
or some people don't answer your calls anymore. Or they block you, or they like try not to like respond to you, or they air you. Like stuff. There's so many of those you definitely come across. If you're not really like strong character wise, you're not resilient enough. You just feel like you probably will end up taking it personal. But it's not really personal. It's just the person is not willing to buy the product you're selling at the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't see the value at the time. So I think for a salesperson, you need to be very resilient. You need to be very dogged. You need to be able to handle objections. You need to be able to be able to identify value in what you're selling and extract that value, and be able to identify the gap in somebody else's business and how that value you have can plug that hole. I think that's like the idea of being able to sell. In a nutshell, you are successful selling if you're able to like extract value and plug into a gap.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself selling an item where there is no real value, then it becomes a bit hard for you to sell.
Yeah, actually, because I like to tell people the same way you're trying to sell to someone, the same way someone else is trying to sell to you.
Exactly.
And then you reject them all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes, in fact, you do worse than the people that you're trying to sell to. And the one very important thing that gets you is value.
Exactly.
Some people you answer straight up because you've
seen the value.
So take that experience into your own work as well, and then you channel that and see, okay, these people as well, the same way I'm reacting to this person, the same way they're reacting to me.
Exactly.
So how did this person get me?
Yeah.
How can I use that to get this other person?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Value-based selling is still the best form of selling. If you're able to do proper research on whoever, and that's why I said B2B sales is the best, because I can pick up a company, do research, go to your statement for last year, go to your chairman statement, go to what you guys are looking out to build for the year. Look at your 5-year plan, for example. Look at whatever your business is doing. Just figure out how my own business can be able to fit into your business. And not just doing it on the surface level, like just going granular to find out, okay, this is what they are doing today. Okay, who are they currently using today? Okay, is there any gap in their current solution that I think my solution will be able to fix? And then look for the person who probably is suffering that gap in that company, and then talk to them.
But then there's a more ghetto part to that.
There's always a ghetto part to it.
We'll go back to that. So there's a saying that you spend money to get money.
Yeah.
Is that it? Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. I 100% agree with it, because people, first of all, as a salesperson, you need to look. Your appearance is important.
Yeah.
Because for most of the conversations you'll be having, you most likely just walk into a company environment. You most likely see a lot of gatekeepers, and Nigeria being a place where people can size you up real quick. Like they can just look at you and be like, "No, this person shouldn't be here. You have no money." But like, depending on how you look or how you dress, people can like be respectful on how they address you. Sometimes I can remember back then, the bank, like we spend a lot of money buying like very nice suits. We buy very nice ties. You have matching tie, matching pocket squares. Like you have to always look the part. Nice shoes, so that when you walk into a place, people look at you and they're able to like, like you belong there. People are able to like say, oh, if you tell them I want to see the CEO, for example, I want to see this person, you'll be like, okay. Even if you don't have an appointment, you look like somebody that should see the CEO. Yeah, exactly. So like, all that is you trying to look good. And I've had instances where I've had to like go out of my way to spend money to get access to people. So this is
that's a very important part people talk about.
Yeah.
What's the most you've spent trying to get a deal?
I can't remember the most I've spent, but I remember one that comes to mind all the time.
Okay.
So point when I joined the bank, there was a lady who was trying to. When I joined that branch, she was trying to move her money out of the bank to another bank, and obviously her account fell under the portfolio I was managing at the time. And I was just trying to get to meet customers and get to know them. And she was moving a large sum of money. And I remember then walking up to the woman and telling the woman, hey, would you like to leave this money here? I can look after it. I can be your account officer, XYZ, XYZ. And the woman was like, no, she wants to move her money. She has already had a conversation with somebody else in another bank. She's going to fix the money there. That she doesn't want to talk to anybody. That she has made up her mind. And at the time, she was... I could look at it. The woman was, I think she was pregnant at the time, but she was still early. It was like maybe 3-4 months in at the time. I was like, okay, since I can't do anything, I mean, you've already made up your mind. So she left, but she always comes to the bank because like she transacts with the bank, but she doesn't want to fix money with the branch at the time. So I mean, I became friends with the woman. She's coming all the time. Whenever she comes, I say hi, all that stuff. But after a while, I stopped seeing her. So I guess she was trying to put to bed at the time. So I picked up my phone one day, looked through, called her, and she's like, oh, she has given birth. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Congratulated her. Asked her where she stays. She told me where she stays. I said, okay, do you mind if I pay a visit? And she said, no problem, that she would come by. So on my way to her house, I stopped by a toy store. I bought a toy worth about, I think, 30,000 naira. It was just a very big toy. This was 2017.
That's huge.
Yeah, so it was a very huge, massive.
Yeah, that's huge.
It was massive. So think about a child's toy for 30,000 at the time. It was so big. And so I drove to her house, came up. I said hi and I dropped the package for her. She was so happy. She was ecstatic. She couldn't believe that I bought her a toy. I never talk that often. But like, yeah. But in my mind then, I knew I had a strategy. After that visit, the following week, I think 2 weeks after, she gave me a call. She was like, hey, Kennedy, I want to fix an amount of money with you. What's the rate I can get? I said, no, don't worry, I'll get. And meanwhile, the money she's about to fix is like 3 times the amount she pulled out the first time.
Wow.
So me just getting that money back by spending 30,000 was a huge deal because like I had targets to meet, so it was just helped me meet that target at the time.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. I think that was very thoughtful of you actually to have, even though it was strategy.
Yeah, I mean, at the time when I was doing it, I didn't have strategy in mind, to be honest. I think it was just me trying to like just be as close as I can to customers who are in the branch because having worked in the bank, I can tell you for free that you can't really tell the kind of people that come to deposit the money that will help you meet what you need to meet.
Sure.
Like I've seen people come to the bank, looking at particular. You can't size people up at the bank.
Yeah.
That would be a very wrong thing to do. You can't say, this person, you say, okay, this person looks like somebody that will give me 100 million. This person looks like somebody that will give me 2 million. This person looks like somebody that will deposit 10 million. Like, you can't grade people that way. Like, everybody is a customer. And you try as much as you can to build a relationship with each and every one of them. So that was me just doing that at the time. And just knowing that, okay, if I'm able to like build a good relationship, this person will trust me enough to like allow me be an account manager to them. So
Nice.
So you mentioned good, like keeping like good relationship management basically. I think it's very vital as a salesperson to be able to, when you're doing follow-ups, you're basically managing relationships, you have with people and even your customers, people who are already your customers, you have to like keep on checking in on them, making sure they're having a good time using your product or whatever item you sold for them. So understanding where you're coming from to where you are now, I'm sure there are some other qualities that you would say, it's very vital, like it's very important for a salesperson to have. So one of what are, just like maybe like 3 of them, like good qualities that you think that every salesman or every salesperson should have, for them to like have like a splendid career.
Yeah, I think so. I mentioned the first one, which is resilience. Talked about being able to be resilient. I think you need to have open communication and transparency. It's important that you're very transparent with customers, regardless of what the situation is. I've seen situations where salespeople, they tell you, oh, this product will be ready, or this product is already ready. Like, we have gone live now. But in reality,
Q3, bro.
product team hasn't even started this.
Yeah.
They haven't even done ideation for that product. I think as a salesperson, you need to always be open and transparent with your customers. I think you always need to let them know the state of things. I think being able to handle that conversation in that way allows them to trust you more. So I think you need to be very transparent and open with your communication. And that helps you build a relationship you want to have with your clients. I guess the third thing is being able to extract value, like I mentioned earlier. Like if you're not, I wouldn't say smart enough, but like you know your product, you need to know the product a whole lot more for you to be able to like extract value. So for every salesperson who's trying to sell the product, if you don't know that product, you're dead on arrival. So you need to be able to like know the product in and out. You need to be able to understand how that product can solve the problem. As a salesperson, you're a problem solver.
Yes.
So if you don't know the product, you can't sell.
So we've talked a lot on the entry level stuff. So now let's move to the big boy stuff. So I would say, what are the basic skills that helped you to scale from junior level stuff then to mid level?
Yeah.
Because the reason why I ask this question is in the community where we have a lot of people and they can't see past the 0 to 2 years, and then when they get 1 year, 2 years in, they're trying to then figure out,
what's next?
Where do I go from here? I've been selling this product every day for the past 7. Where do I move from? So how did you scale from junior level material right then to mid level and then to where you are?
Yeah, I think it's just being hungry enough. And this is not even just to say people who are trying to move are not hungry enough. I think you being able to, the first qualities I learned that has helped me is just being very innovative in trying to identify solutions. So people always tell you, oh, go and talk to Kennedy will solve your problem. Being able to like figure out solutions all the time, regardless of even if it's down your lane or not on your lane, just whenever a customer has an issue, you're able to be that go-to person that will solve their problem. Has been something that has really helped me grow. And you can't solve people's problem if you're not innovative. Because most of it, I'm saying this because I've worked in the bank and I've worked in Paystack. Like I've been in tech space in a bit now. So most of the work we do is just thinking around outside the box on how to solve the problem. So the products you have at the time might not exactly solve that problem, but you need to tweak it a little bit to make it happen. If you're not able to like think around solution and be able to like identify when you need to go the extra mile, when you need to like think outside the box, it's very hard for you to make the next step. So being innovative and just knowing when to like think outside the box and give solution at every point in time has really helped me moving from where I want to be. Also, like I think at some point I figured that I needed to contribute more. I figured that I needed to, how do I put it? I just wanted to be more strategic in my career than as against just being an individual contributor. So what that meant was that I needed to start thinking about solution, not just for the average one person you're speaking to, but one that can affect a lot of people. So if I'm going to bring up a strategy, it has to be a strategy that would change businesses, not just one business, not just two businesses, but every business in your portfolio, every business that a company is looking to target, or just think about solutions that will change the product itself to what people actually want. I think that has really helped me. My current CEO will tell you Kennedy is product focused because like I think around products as solutions, and because I'm a salesperson and I have market feedback, it helps me create or build the exact products that will help us thrive or help us scale. So I think I've really done a whole lot in being as much as I can, being innovative and just being very product focused and product led and giving solutions.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing because something I can relate to. And then this gets to my next question. Moving from being an IC, an individual contributor, to then being this innovative person who is strategic about their next move or their career growth within the organization. Yes, has it ever gotten to a point where it feels like to your peers, like, what's wrong with this person? Who's sent you? Why are you always overdoing? Because something I can relate to, very well. So, first off, that's something that you've ever experienced, and is it something that how do you navigate it? Is it something that you've ever experienced?
I mean, I've been very lucky with like the kind of colleagues I've had. My working career, I've really had very nice colleagues. I've worked with the best bunch of people. I can't even lie. I've just been lucky, basically.
Nice.
I've worked with friends, and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like, oh, you're hanging with your guys and you're doing work. And I've had that for like a very long time. Even when I was in the bank, like my team was a very close-knit team. We are more friends than anything else. And even with the whole, everybody has the perception that the bank is a pressure cooker, etc. Like, you had your guys, like, this is our work, we just do it for. So everybody was always looking out for you to do your best, to be the best version of yourself, to do the best version of work you can do. Everybody's just saying, oh, if Kennedy is not around, oh, let's plug in for Kennedy, or let's look out for Kennedy. And you can do the same for them when they're not around as well. So everybody was always looking out for each other. So I've never really had that situation where someone is trying to throw you under the bus or trying to like say, oh, this guy, you're always doing too much. Like everybody is always looking to win. So your win is their win. So everybody just wants to win. Yeah, everybody just wants to win. And I've been lucky enough to have like colleagues who have been really amazing.
That's really nice.
I think a lot of startups and like a lot of software companies should promote that kind of work culture, right? Because people believe that in sales is you against the next salesperson.
Yes.
Right. Instead of us working together to bag this.
That's a recipe for disaster. So once people in the team start feeling like they're competing against each other, it becomes very hard for you to extract value.
Pushing too much.
Yeah.
This is fine.
I would
extra.
I wouldn't want to contribute to your deal. I don't want you to get that deal.
I've worked in teams where your colleague is looking for you to win the deal. Like, you need to close this deal for us, not for you, like for us. Like, because it's a big deal. It's a win for the team. So I think building that culture and that mentality that whatever the team is doing, yes, you're an individual that won it, but like as a team, this is how the company sees us. And just knowing that at any point in time, your colleague is willing to step in and help you. And this is the reason why people don't go and leave, because they're scared that if they go and leave, everything is scattered. So like,
I'm actually not concerned that, but
that's the reason why some people don't go and leave. Like, we're always working because they're like everything's going to go to shit when I leave. So, but like just knowing that people genuinely care for the work you're doing and look after you when you're not around, and they're always looking for you to win is something I've had for a very long time. I'm just grateful that I've had colleagues like that.
Yeah, and I think another thing that helps that is when you have people that have like the same mindset, the same, let's go get this. Right? But then it is like maybe one or two, let's go get it, and then like 8 people are like, what are you looking for?
Also, it's important for the person managing you to instill that culture, to let you know that, there are some managers that work with you, and every single time when they're trying to give you feedback or try to make you better at something, they tell you, oh, look at this person. Beating you against someone is not always like the best way to get someone to do a nice work. So you might as well just teach the person without comparing them to somebody
else, because that's when you begin. Then that person becomes a target.
So like, oh, that person is
why
doing just even sowing that seed. I mean, it's okay to use somebody's work as an example and say, okay, this is how this person did this. But like, I don't want you to feel like you are competing with this person. I need you to be able to like build this in this way. This is how I want you to build it, not because this person did it and I want you to go and copy or compare yourself to them.
So partnerships. So this is the part that made me, who is this guy? Right? So what are the major, because it's quite close to sales. In fact, it's basically selling just without deal. It's not just direct selling, but it's basically sales. Right? The skill sets required to forge successful partnerships. How are they? Okay, we know that they're similar to sales, but then what are those very important ones that makes you being able, right, to strike powerful partnerships?
I mean, like I said, they're pretty much the same. I think for every partnership you go into, you have an objective or what you want to achieve from that partnership. for every point in time that you're looking to do something in your company, I can guarantee you there is a business out there who is also looking for some sort of synergy that would help them also grow in one way or the other. So that synergy is what you're looking for. The company that has the best synergy with what you're trying to do, that would complement your product and you would complement theirs. I think that's like the core of partnerships. So finding that business who, what they're looking for is the same thing as what you're looking for. Like in a way, both of you complement each other in terms of what you're looking to achieve. So let's take the ShopRite one for as a good example. At the time, ShopRite is ShopRite is. I remember you know ShopRite is. ShopRite is a household name in grocery. They have 23 stores nationwide. They are the most well-known grocery outlets there, and for them, they are very forward-thinking. They are very innovative. ShopRite wants to be the go-to store for grocery purchases, and for us at the time, we wanted to have grocery as a product that people can be able to buy in Chowdeck. Now for ShopRite, they just wanted to sell. Like they want to increase their GMV, they want to grow numbers, they want to be able to like reach young people online. They want to be able to tap into the young minds, people who are shopping from their home, the Gen Zs that don't want to go out to buy milk. Those are the kind of people they're looking for, which is their goal and what they want to do. For us, we wanted to have groceries. They wanted Tunde that is in their bar to be able to like order anything he wants to order. We wanted Femi in Lekki to be able to order anything he wants to order online without having to go out. Just building that convenience. And because ShopRite was very innovative and we match what they're looking for in terms of like the demographic of customers that we have and our ability to scale and drive purchases and products online, it was a no-brainer. That deal we had, I think that deal happened in a week.
What?
Yeah.
from all of the things, this is the most shocking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was my next question. My next question was
how long
that deal happened. That deal from the point where, from the point where we had the first conversation to the point where they started transacting on the platform itself was 2 weeks.
Wow.
It took 1 week to sign the paperwork and then 1 week to set up the accounts. And then we were live.
Wow. Yeah. Question before we move on to 1 week. Now, would you say the years of experience that you had that has allowed you to be able to form relationships, would you say it came in handy? Because if 2 years in or 1 year in now is probably watching this and then figuring out how to show that the movie. I don't like stories, half stories. Let's get into it. What actually happened? What was the catalyst?
I mean, it was a bunch of things. Funny thing is, we've been trying to. I mean, not like we've been trying to. ShopRite has been on our wish list. Like in a way, like nice to have. Oh, I really like to have ShopRite, but like we weren't like actively trying to get it. It was one of those. Okay, it happens. But after a point, I mean, like we looked at it, we said, oh, we've got a lot of people, but like we don't have ShopRite. Like we had a meeting, and Femi was like, "Can give us ShopRite now?"
Wow.
I was like, "Okay, I'll see what I can do." And he was like, "I'm giving." This was on a Monday. This meeting was happening on a Monday. Okay. And I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'm giving you till next Monday to give us an update of what's happening." And I said, "Okay." I just said, "Okay, no problem. This is me on my casual. Okay, I'll see what I can do." So from that moment on, I knew I had to leverage contacts I had, or try to reach out to somebody in the company who is also looking for the same thing I'm looking for. So I first of all reached out to a couple of friends. Hey, do you know anybody in ShopRite that I can speak with? But before then, I already had a couple of contacts that I was already speaking to, but they weren't as responsive as in usual sales fashion. They don't respond. So I spoke to a friend who reached out to another friend, and she said, "Okay, I know somebody." I was like, "Okay, no problem. Just let me know what I should do to help you talk to the person." And she was like, "Okay, just give me like a short brief what you guys want to do." So I sent her like a 1 paragraph to send to them. But at the same time, I was already online looking for the right person to talk to. So I identified 2 persons on LinkedIn who were very strategic to what ShopRite is doing for online activities and just like trying to build a digital footprint. So I sent them a message on LinkedIn. I said, "Hi, I'm from here. I would like to speak with you guys. This is what we want to do. Let me know if you guys are open to it." And they responded. So when she responded, she gave me an email. I sent her an email. She responded again. "Okay, this sounds good. This is all we need. If all this checks out for you, then we're good." I was like, "Yeah, this checks out for us." And we moved from there to paperwork. Paperwork happened in 1 week. Signed, had a photo shoot for it, put up press, and we were live.
Nice. A few things that I hear in this. Number one, you diversified your approach.
Oh yeah,
I'm a huge fan of diversifying. I don't care what kind of product.
You can't use one.
You can't just say, "Oh, it's relationship building that is good," or "Oh, it's." I'm a huge fan of spread everything.
You have to look for it from every angle. So like I
shoot all of the bullets around.
I spoke to 3 friends first of all.
Yeah, relationships first.
Yeah, guys, please. I found this person on LinkedIn. So I first found them on LinkedIn, looked at their connections. They are connected to friends that I know. So I called my friends, "Hey guys, they have a personal relationship with this person." I said, "No, I don't know this person." "Oh, I know somebody who knows somebody." "Oh, I know somebody who knows somebody." Like, "Okay, you guys help me reach out to your contacts. I on my own reach out to this person." So like it was until today I don't know which person is going to work. Exactly.
So
like okay.
Set it moving on the ground and then you attack it from the top.
So because one of the reasons why I love, diversifying, just shoot the bullet all around.
Anyhow.
If you fail, you're literally doubling your failure rate. And in the process, you're doubling your chance of success.
Yeah,
so if 10 fails, it's not going to show because you shot 12 rounds.
Yeah.
The other 2 will come through.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's
and that's what everybody wants to see. Like just
nobody cares.
It's the life of the salesperson. You just need to like continue trying like multiple approach. You can't use one approach for it to work. Like when I'm trying to get a contact or reach out to a company, I exhaust everything. I do LinkedIn, cold email. I even follow you from Village. I do everything. I'll go after you as much as I can to ensure that it works. And sometimes you get blocked in the process.
Yeah. No, small thing. Yeah. Or how did you get my number?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just go. Yeah. But like, it doesn't really about that. We still get to do it.
Nice. It's been really fun, like digging into your brain. Before we partnership.
Not really. I think it's just really interesting, to be honest. Right, the whole idea of the approaches and like how you went about it.
Yeah.
Right from when we talked about inviting Kennedy, this particular.
And it was very funny because after I told you the call first happened on the Monday.
Yeah.
So the next Monday was another scheduled call for the team. And like, "Hey, Kennedy, what's happening?" And like, "We've closed ShopRite." So like,
But
nice.
Is this your shortest sales cycle?
I think it is. Wait, shortest? No, it's not the shortest, but shortest.
Wow.
But it's. I've had shorter. I've had shorter, but like in terms of like the size of the deal, it's the shortest big enterprise sales.
But that is interesting. Let's move to the leadership side of things. I want to assume that you must have led sales team, right? Maybe I don't know if you led sales team at Access Bank.
No, that's not.
Okay. But then moving into this, that you would have led sales teams, and then moving into Chowdeck as well. I did my research and found out that you lead the business from side of things.
Chowdeck.
Now, what has been your experience leading sales team?
I mean, it's been nice. So it's I think the fun part of it is just seeing people grow in their role from the point where they join the company up until when they are fully running on their own and just executing like a machine.
Thank you.
Yes.
I like that.
It's work.
I'm very far, right? And I can be very driven. That machine word that you said captures the way I like to see people. But sometimes it backfires because people feel like you're expecting too much from them.
Yes.
But then that word.
Like even when if you're executing on that level, you would know personally that I'm good at this stuff. So like just allowing you, just seeing the person feel happiness in what they're doing. Because I've been through that journey as well. And for me, work is work, but like at the same time, you have to have fun doing work. And if I'm not having fun doing the work, I'm not going to be there.
First off, yeah.
So
I'm like that.
I wouldn't be there.
If I stop enjoying my work, you're getting my resignation the following month.
Yeah. So me just seeing the person grow from the point where they joined your probation period, you hitting your targets, you getting your first bonus, you being happy when you hit your account, just seeing the person just grow in their career and how they're able to close deals, start deals from like the opening stage up until the closing stage, being able to like execute, handle a lot of things in the company, it just gives you joy that okay, this person is doing the right thing. And you're almost, people might not agree to this, but like it's almost like molding the person in your own image. It's like
yes,
molding the person to
because you want them to be able to do the things that you've done.
Yeah.
You want to be able to move out, and you are very certain that your CEO is not calling you.
Yeah. So it's important that the person understands
owns the process.
Owns the process to be able to deliver at the level. And I'm somebody who I don't just have you on the team and I'm telling you, oh, go there, go here. Like you would see how I execute, and the idea is for me to set the standards for you, and you would be able to like supersede what I'm doing. The idea is for you to supersede what I'm doing, not meet what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I would be closing deals. I would be going out, I'll be having calls. Like I'm not that boss that sits in the office and tell you we need to do this now. I get my hands dirty, I roll up my sleeve. So if in a week I'm closing 3 deals on the road, like,
I expect you to be able to match up.
Exactly.
And it's not because you're trying to turn it into a battlefield.
No.
But then it's important that because you're as weak as your weakest link.
Yes.
Everybody
needs to be contributing. Yeah. So like I'm going to be leading by example. I'm also going to be carrying you along as I'm doing those meetings. So part of the first things we do when people join the company is that the first set of meetings I have, I'm going to take you along to them. So you see how the real life looks like, how I sell, how the company sells, how we want to sell as a company. So that with that you can be able to start building your own charisma, your own strengths, your own ideologies on how you want to sell, but still within the context of the company's sales structure. So you would learn, and then you can be able to just roll with it.
Nice. What has been your toughest moment as a sales leader?
Toughest moment. I mean, like
which one should I pick?
No. I'm trying to think if I've really had any strong, tough moments as a sales leader. I think it's just down to people. So when people join, some people get to pick up and run quickly.
Yeah.
Some people take time to understand what needs to be done and then run with it. But there's situations where you have to like take very tough decisions in terms of like this person is not doing so well. Okay, you have to ask them, okay, so why are you not doing so well? What's the hardest thing about the job? And just helping them understand what they can do better. Sometimes it yields results, sometimes it doesn't yield results. And when it doesn't yield results, it's sad. So like, okay, this is not really working. But for some reason, it might not be because you are not doing your job. It might just be because the person has adopted a different strategy that is not working. And even when you're trying to recommunicate the right strategy, it's still not like acting like it's working. So I think in situations like that is always very sad, especially when you can't really help the person, because like there's up to a point where you can help someone, and the person has to now be able to do the
by
rest.
themselves. Because first off, they even have to first identify that okay, I'm not doing something right. If you can't identify that, you're going to have a problem receiving help. And there's one thing with salespeople. I have always known this as an individual, but then having to run a community as well, I have seen it in full. Every salesperson wants look like they know what they're doing. No shade.
No, but you need to know what you're
doing. But then there's piece of
they fake it to make it.
No, but you need to know what you're doing.
You need to know what you're doing.
Because beyond the customer success representatives or customer care or customer reps or customer success, who are like the first point of conversation with the next person is the sales guys, because you're like the biggest representative the company has out there, and you're always like everywhere, you're popping up everywhere, you're going out, you're talking to multiple people. If you don't know what you're doing, the company doesn't know what they're doing.
So now, there's this character or this outlook that the job requires you to have. Now, how do you balance that with, okay, what have I done in this period, how do I go back to see what needs to change, right?
Yeah.
Because you can always badass, and then you forget to go back to check.
Yeah.
Right, to see, okay, what I've done here, this is what you did. How do I fix this? How there's this
Yes.
balance that has to be between
Yes.
I'm a badass. I have to look like a badass.
The
And
badass thing you're talking about is just presence. Like you need to have presence.
that's presence. Yeah.
Like you need to be somebody who walks into the room and people know that
notice.
somebody walks into the room.
Yes.
If you are inconspicuous as a salesperson, it will be very hard for you. You have to pick up for it somewhere else.
Yes.
So it can be inconspicuous and also not be good at another part of the job. So people make up for one thing with another thing. Like some people have very good presence. Like when you walk into a room, you want to hear what this person has to say. You just want to listen to them and know what they want to say. They look smart, basically. So some people get away with that one, which is nice. Some people don't have both. Some people have one, they have the other. Some people have both. So like it depends on where you are and just figuring out what best works for you. Yes, some people don't have that presence, but they try and work as much in terms of knowing the product, for example, or the technical part of things, to be able to like communicate the value they want to communicate. Some people are just lucky that when they walk into a place, everybody just wants to listen and know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then you can finesse them and close the deal. Finesse there is just saying, okay, this is what we have, and selling it the right way. Not lying.
Not right.
But then if you don't know what you're doing, then
exactly.
If you from now to tomorrow, you won't have
exactly. But you still need to know, exactly. You still need to know. The presence part just helps people pay attention to you. But in you speaking to them, you still need to be able to communicate value to them. If you're not communicating value, you will just walk away.
So what's your preferred management style and why?
Just have fun. So, I mean, again, being somebody who has worked in sales and had fun doing it, like I can categorically say I have a very good work-life balance. I work just as hard as I go out, and I don't think I've ever missed a target I can't remember the last time I missed a target. So if I'm able to still be have that high level of productivity and output, and I'm having fun doing it, I don't see the reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Especially because the target is small.
Actually, it's because the sales leader always has the highest.
Yeah.
So
but like even me that is leading the team, I have a very big target and I'm meeting it. You that is small, you're coming to meet it. I should be having more fun than me. So that's the way I think about it. So if you're working, you should be having fun. If you go out on meetings, you should be having fun. If you're making new connections, have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
Numbers are just numbers. I think the biggest thing that happens to some salespeople is that when they hear their target numbers, they freak out and then they just get scared. Oh, I won't be able to meet it. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, I'm going to, and then they start everything starts going, just a lot of pressure. But at the end of the day, just numbers. If you're going to meet it, you're going to meet it. If you're not going to meet it, you're not going to meet it. So that's why just get to work.
Yeah.
So just figure out a strategy. Okay, I have a X million or X billion targets. What do I need to do to ensure that I'm even working towards that target? Just start doing it. Start from ground one. Tomorrow you don't know, somebody might just call you on the phone and say, hey, I have this, I'm looking for somebody to do this. And that's how life works, really. Yeah. So just continue building networks and just continue putting things out there and see what happens at the end of the day. Have a strategy, work with it. Numbers are scary, but it's just numbers at the end of the day.
Yeah. Cool. So what's next for you?
I mean, Chowdeck is our baby. So it has to, the idea for us is to be the household name when it comes to food delivery and just anything relating to warfare and lifestyle. So right now Chowdeck has food, pharmacy and grocery.
Pharmacy, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so we have pharmacy.
Nice.
And we are still growing that arm because it's still young. We don't have a lot of pharmacy yet. So it's okay that you don't know that we're selling now. But we're still adding more pharmacy.
For food.
Yes, people know us a lot more for food and groceries. So the next big thing is for us to grow that business to a point where we are the go-to name when you think about food. So when anybody just thinks about food, they think Chowdeck. We want to be an adjective for food. I go buy Chowdeck for you. Do you understand? That kind of thing. You know how people think about Indomie? Think about Indomie, for example. Exactly. Everything is Indomie. Every noodle is Indomie. That's where we need to be. That's where we want to be. be an RGT for food, for pharmacy, for grocery, and then expand beyond just being in Nigeria, be in other countries as well. I think that's like the next thing. Hopefully be able to do that, and also be able to bring that high level of delivery service quality to people.
I really love how you answered this question.
Why?
Yeah, because I said, what's next for you? It wasn't about so for Kennedy, right? It was more like Chowdeck. I said the future is Chowdeck.
Yeah. I felt like I was selling Chowdeck.
It doesn't need to sell Chowdeck. I sell Chowdeck every day, man.
Yeah.
For real, you could ask my sales team members. They already know. City does not use because I don't like stress. I don't like stress.
Fair.
And I don't like stress. I don't like disappointment because I think it's very personal.
Yeah.
And so when I'm paying for a service, I'm expecting you to deliver the way you should. I'm not even asking for extra.
Yeah.
So now if I'm going to be paying for a service that is not going to give me that, I'm not going to use you. I can't be fighting on the phone as to why you're bringing me chips with no chicken.
Fair.
Right? So, Chowdeck.
Yeah. But also me answering that question is because I am a very huge part of the business, and for us to attain that level of structure that we're looking for, I have to build that structure. So the next thing for me is to build that foundation that will allow us to get to that level. So that's the next big thing for me. And I'm saying that because that's where we want to be, and that's where I want to be. So setting ground structures and setting up teams. Currently at the moment we're trying to set up account management team, and that falls under my desk. So building that base structure that would allow us get to that scale when we want to get to that scale is what's next to me. And that's why I'm going to say Chowdeck economy.
And it's really good. Everyone should have this, this, it doesn't have to be a company. As it's something that, when you think of the future, that's it.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And I love what you guys are doing because it's obvious that you're doing a very good job. For me to constantly every day is Chowdeck. You're doing a really good job.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
So at this point of your life, what are the skills that you feel you need to add or develop for you to move into the next level, right? At least there's a version of you that Chowdeck needed that Chowdeck needed to grow into zero to where they are at the moment. And I mentioned a lot of big plans that Chowdeck has. There's going to be another version of you that needs to take it from that 1, right, to that 10. No, I'm not saying Chowdeck doesn't want it. I don't want to, but you get it. Yeah. So what are the skills that you feel you need to develop at this time to help you get to that point?
Yeah. I mean, if you ask me this question and just say what skill, I'll just tell you a skill. But because personally, I've been saying, beyond selling, I want to try to learn front end dev.
Wow, I see that coming.
Yeah, funny, but it was one of those things where you say, you want to go and learn. I want to learn front end design. And I started, funny enough, I started classes on Udemy. At some point, I just stopped. I was there's so much more to do. But it's something I wanted to learn, and it's something I do at the time. I don't limit myself to the role I'm playing. I try to learn as much as I can in the job. During my time at Paystack, I wasn't only just selling. I immersed myself in the product. I understood APIs as much as I could. I understood the product as much as I could. At the point where users were integrating to the platform, I could almost function as a product specialist or even as an integration specialist because I could understand API and API conversation. So I don't just limit myself to just selling. I try to also understand the technical bit of things. So maybe that pushed me to try to get a learn front-end design. But yeah, that's happening. But for the skill, what skill I need, I think I'm still very young in the management space. I still think there's a whole lot more around people management that I still need to continue learning. I'm hoping I'm able to they say reading is nice, so I've tried as much as I can to see what I can be able to read to learn more about people. I don't like reading a whole lot.
I was going to ask.
I don't like reading, but you have to
learn.
Do what you need to do. So I'm hoping I'm able to continue being better at people management.
Nice. You could try audiobooks if it works for you.
Yeah, I can, but also I can just play it on the background while I work. So
Yeah. Okay, so what's your retirement plan like? Because I think you know that the future is Chowdeck. So What's your
I don't know. I don't have a retirement plan yet. I don't have a retirement plan yet, to be honest. I mean, like I still think I have a few more years to give, so I don't have a retirement plan yet. But hopefully, the work we're doing currently at the moment to be able to like be nice enough for us to say, okay, yeah, we're not doing the give.
Do you have a number in mind when it comes to
How much I should have in my account?
No. Like, so when it comes to like feeling like, oh, I've made it, or like, I think I'm good.
Oh,
I'm not saying she told me no, I'm just asking.
Do you have them?
Like, do you have that number?
I don't think you do.
It looks like I have a very big appetite.
Like the number I have in my head, if I call it, even me, it's scaring me.
No, I think that is great actually. Just
Yeah.
says, if it doesn't scare you, there's a problem.
Yeah, some people already have their numbers. I see a lot of people have that conversation. It's hard for me to, I'm glad if you don't, because it's hard for me to put a number to it.
Yeah.
For example, I see it on Twitter a lot that once they have $1 million is good.
Who?
So actually,
Yeah, Jide, I think Jide said
$2 million.
something
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm like, these people that already use, how do they do the calculation? Because me, when I think about it, I'm thinking uncountable $1 million.
I think it's balanced. I think that those numbers move.
Yeah.
When you get to this
I think they move.
They always move.
Yeah.
But it's always good if you meet up to those numbers and then it moves to something else.
I mean, people say always make your goals. I mean, when you're setting goals, your goals should be smart.
Yeah.
That should be attainable.
Measurable, time.
So I guess the measurable thing is why they're putting figures to it. But I don't know. I don't have figure yet. So I might as well just be working.
So are you ever open to? Yeah, of course. I know you said you're still very new in management space, and at this moment, the focus would probably be on developing yourself on that side. But then you still gotten somewhere, right? You've had a lot of insightful things to share with us today. So are you ever open to mentoring?
I think we didn't have an answer to that because there's so much work. I'm now open to consulting at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, I'm always willing to like help people, set up structures in their businesses. People who don't know much about sales sometimes reach out to me and say, "Hey, Kennedy, I'm trying to figure this out. Can you give me heads up on how this works?" Or stuff like that, give me an advice on how this works. And I'm always willing to give that. Mentoring, I don't know because there's so much work happening. There's a lot of time needed. But I know I've helped people in various manner just to like set up structures in their for sales.
Nice. So founders, everybody can reach out to you and then pick your brain.
Some people already do today. So they reach out to me to ask, "Hey, Kennedy, how does this work? Or how can I make this work?" And stuff like that. Yeah.
That's good. So let's break your bank. Let's get into your bank. When it comes to personal development, what are the things, the platforms, the resources that you go to? Are there like courses that has changed, the game for you? So when I'm talking about resources, I'm not just asking for technical side of the work, right? Like core sales courses, core all of those things. Then the soft skill part of things as well. So what are the resources that have been like a powerhouse or things that have changed the method, the way you do things, or platforms, blog, articles, anything?
Okay, so like I said earlier that I'm not very big at reading. Yeah. So like I don't read a whole lot, but like I can say I've had interactions. I think the biggest interaction that I've had that kind of like changed my pathway on how I sell was when I joined Paystack. Coming from the bank, selling the bank is a bit different because the bank has multiple things that they're selling. You are focused on multiple products. The bank is huge, so there are so many things, and because there's so many things you're selling, sometimes it's not streamlined. Sometimes you're almost everywhere with very little focus on something. And the bank, because the bank is selling account opening as well, like everybody's just going out, please open an account with us, please open an account with us. But when I got into Paystack, I had this knack for overselling. Basically, I would just try to sell you everything Paystack has at the same time. But like, that wasn't exactly the best way to sell at the time. It's best to sell only what is necessary to the customer. and always allow the customer to speak more, so you can be able to identify the gap, and then you can be able to use that to give them value for what you're selling. So if I end up selling everything to you at once, you'll be lost as a customer. So I'd rather just listen to you and you tell me about your business, and I ask you open-ended questions, and you just keep talking and telling me about your business. And as you're talking, I'm already in my head doing the plus and minus in my head on what value I'm going to give to you. Yeah, okay, he said something like this, okay, this will work, let me pitch this to him. You know, like, so that is something I learned at Paystack. And shout out to Charles. So Charles, I mean, for the first few months or weeks, like Charles always told me, hey, like in calls, allow the customer to talk more. Just allow them talk. As they're talking, you probably hear something that's important. And you know, I stuck with that, and that really, really helped. At Paystack practices value-based selling. And this is even just coming down from like Stripe, for example, and you know, their relationship with Stripe. And we had like several courses with like sales facilitators with Stripe, and just telling you about the best ways to approach selling and how you can be able to like extract value from conversations and be able to communicate that value to whoever it is that is buying. I think that has really changed my approach to like selling. Before that, I used to sell everything to you. Just pick anyone you want, but like that is not the best way to sell. The best way to sell is just identifying 2-3 things that are important to the person and just hit on it and ensure that the person understands the value you're bringing on board and how it can be able to transform their own business. At some point, if I was selling to you and then at Paystack, I'll tell you, see, if you go anywhere, this is the only solution that will change your life. There is nothing you're going to do about it. This is not missing words. Also because there's a wonderful product. So when the product is good, it's like literally 50% of, if not 60 or 70% of the work is done with the salesperson.
Yes.
If the product is good, if the product is working, you're good. But if the product is not really functioning, the work becomes a whole lot harder. So as a salesperson, when the product is solid, you sell with so much confidence. If you tell this person, this button does this, that button does this. Yeah, so like it becomes really
and I have bad product. I have a thing with bad product. Because not only does it make your work harder, it actually ruins your reputation as a salesperson.
Exactly.
I think I had a burnout towards the end of last year, and then I wasn't able to work as hard as I would normally. So I was going on leave almost every month in Q4 because I'm hustling all year, and I wasn't working so much then. But then I was closing deals, right? Maybe one of my clients told me, "Oh, Titi, this guy wants to do something. Yeah, come." Oh, hello, Titi. I didn't answer you that time, but you know, somebody. So that's what good, solid products, good, solid service does for you. Not like when you sell something today and you can't even call that person again. They are so mad at you. So when somebody reaches out to you and says, "Oh, we want you for a particular kind," the first thing I ask you is, "What's your product?"
And I think it has really, really helped. Even at Chowdeck today, like I can tell you that almost everybody on the team is so product driven. We think about the product, how we want to use, like what works. Not just putting the product out there. So we also listen to what customers say about it. If you follow us on Twitter, you hear us sometimes say, what feature would you want to see? So like we try as much as we So we that kind of thing allows you to think around, you know, solutions that will make things work. So that we're talking to somebody and tell the person we have this product, that product actually works. Like from the CEO down to the least person at Chowdeck today, very product driven, very product led. They can think around products. The product is the best thing you can have. And that's why Chowdeck has been able to grow as quickly as we can, because the product actually works.
Because once you guys have conversation, you have a working product. Yes, I can attest to that. And I love that you mentioned, you know, letting the customer speak, because contrary to what people outside of sales think, they think once you're able to speak nice English, you know about talking. People just think it's talking. And I say
you're not selling to yourself, no.
You have to be able to let people, you know, listen, and then that way you're able to get ammunition on what to tell them. It's really a fun one. I was going to say show us your fun side, but then that's what you started with.
I said I was a goofball, so
So what would you be doing, you know, this weekend?
This weekend, there's football.
Lagos?
No, EPL.
Oh.
So I watch the Premier League. So I just need to go back home, sit down, sink into my sofa, do a bit of work, and just watch football.
Nice, that's all.
Yeah, that's
Plus 30 Gabriel.
yeah. I'm always inside home. But like I'm meeting up with a bunch of friends this evening to play poker. So we have a poker team with a bunch of colleagues and ex-colleagues. So we just meet up and play poker.
Thank you for coming all the way. Thank you for allowing us to get into your head.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, and thank you for being so expressive. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's learned. I'm sure even Tosi.
Yeah, I've taken also in the conversation. So.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have to.
Glad I could.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.